You're listening to Creative Breakthrough, the podcast that provides you with the strategies to elevate your creative passion to the next level. I'm your host, creative hustler, and chicken wing lover, Shireen Kassam, aka the Funny Brown Girl. And yes, I have an unhealthy obsession with chicken wings. Now, get ready to flex your creative muscle and keep winning. Welcome back to Season 2 of Creative Breakthrough. I cannot believe how fast 3 months have flown by, y'all. I mean, it has been an incredible summer, long summer, tiring summer, but at the end of the day, it's been incredible, and I'm so excited to be behind the mic again. For those of you tuning in for the first time, I started Creative Breakthrough Podcast about a year ago. We're 11 months in right now. And I started season 1 saying to myself I was going to drop an episode every week for 1 year. Unfortunately, I took a break after 34 episodes. And I say unfortunately for you all, fortunately for myself, I really needed it. And let me tell you why. I ended season 1 after I came back from touring Kenya and South Africa, where I'd been invited to speak about my podcast. And I decided after I came back to put the podcast on a break for a few reasons. The first one was I was burnt out. Doing a weekly podcast while balancing a job, stand-up comedy, and other creative endeavors, I started to feel that I wasn't giving this podcast my all. Which is why starting in season 2, this podcast is now going to be bi-monthly. An episode will drop every second week of the month and last week of the month. This means I can give you guys better episodes that are more carefully planned, have more insight in them, and that are not just put together last minute, which is what was happening towards the end of season 1's podcast. I also took a break because I just didn't feel my best. I was in a job that I hated, and it left me defeated every day, and it only got worse when I came back from Africa. I realized that I was unhappy and that it was impacting my creativity. I also just stopped taking care of myself. I was overeating. I was skipping the gym. I just wanted to sit at home and mope about my crappy day. And I didn't like who I was becoming. I spent the last 3 months this past summer networking and setting up meet and greets and just meeting people and finding out what did I want to do with my career. And I'm happy to say that at the end of July, I started a new role. And I have to say that August and this couple days of September have been the best. I mean, in the last year, I have never felt this better. No, I've never felt so great. Not only am I happy to wake up in the morning and go to the office, but I'm in a better place all around, which has helped me be more creative. And I'm also going to say, I just didn't realize, now that I'm in a better place, I feel like all these opportunities are coming my way. I'm getting knocks on the door and telephone calls about things that I just never imagined. And it's so funny because it's like the universe is aligned and the universe is saying, okay, you are ready to accept these opportunities. But in the last 10 months, you were in such a bad place. We didn't give you these opportunities. And so it's so important that if you don't feel like you are performing at your best, if you feel like you need to take a break from something, if you need to change something in your life, do it. Take that time away from whatever it is that you're passionate about and fix whatever's not working so that you can align yourself with the universe and accept the blessings that come your way. Other things that I got to do over the last 3 months, not as much as I wanted, but here's some of the other highlights that I did while I was not podcasting. I was blessed to be part of a short film that debuted at the Orlando International Film LOL Challenge, where I starred as the obnoxious chicken-eating wife, and it was amazing. Matt Payne, who I took an acting class with, decided he wanted to write, produce, and direct a short film, and he did an amazing job with it. He even acted in it, and I acted across from him as his wife, and it was awesome because I got to eat chicken wings and act at the same time. I was also interviewed on Cycle TV about my podcast and my comedy. I appeared on the Tom and Dan podcast, School and Life podcast, and the TJ Chapman Show. I grew my online venture. And lastly, I made it to the finals of the Florida's Funniest competition, where I performed against the best and the strongest comedians in Florida. And this was awesome because I didn't actually know that this competition was happening. And then I saw people posting about it. So I just emailed the organizer and was like, hey, missed the deadline, would love to come be part of it. And she said yes. And that was awesome. So I performed in the quarterfinals in Orlando. There was 18 comics. And unfortunately, I did not place in the top 5. But what was really cool is that this competition happened all over Florida. And there was 180 comics. And after the quarterfinals, they decided that there was a few comics that they felt should advance. And who didn't advance, but they felt that they should advance for whatever reason, whether they had a really good set or the audience loved them. And so guess what? Your girl advanced into the semifinals on the wild card. So because of the wild card, I got to go to Tampa, perform in the semifinals. 15 comics placed in the top 5, sent me right to the finals, went to West Palm Beach, competed in the finals. Luck was not on my side that night, and unfortunately I did not place. But you know what? I'm just super psyched to have made it to the finals, because as being in the finals for the first time, we're performing at the Improv in West Palm Beach for the first time. It was just such a great experience, and it really helped me see where I needed to grow and what I needed to work on to win it next year. So, all in all, I'm going to say that I am happy that I took a break. I'm even more excited to jump back into this podcast. Over the last 3 months, I realized that sometimes I don't listen to my body, and it's not a failure to take a break. And these are 2 big things that I think I'm going to really learn from a lot and really learn about myself a lot from. Self-care is so important, especially as a creative, and this season is going to be better and stronger because of it. I also want to say thank you. Thank you to all of you who have come back for season 2, and thank you to all the listeners who've stuck by me, especially those of you who've been checking in, letting me know what you've been up to, and those of you who have joined our Facebook community and have been sharing opportunities, resources, wins on our Facebook community. If you don't know, join it today. It's FunnyBrownGirl.com/Facebook. I'm also just so amazed with all the accomplishments of our listeners. In the past 3 months, Creative Breakthrough listeners have performed comedy at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. Film producers have had their films accepted in nationally acclaimed film festivals such as the Orlando Film Festival and the Georgia Film Festival. We have Creative Breakthrough listeners who you can watch right now on Hulu and Netflix. And we have listeners who have written and published their first book. There are even a couple of Creative Breakthrough listeners who decided to quit their full-time job and pursue their passion full-time. Congratulations to you all. I am so excited and so proud of you. If you have an accomplishment that you're proud of and want to let our listeners know about, email me at hi@funnybrownGirl.com or drop it into my Instagram at FunnyBrownGirl. Let's share your news with the world, because the one way that we can win is by lifting each other up, and I want to lift you all up. So let me know what your accomplishments are, what were your wins, what are you proud of, and let's talk about them. What's also super exciting is that from all the people I interviewed last season in season 1, so many of them had amazing accomplishments over the last 3 months as well. For example, in episode 2, I talked to law student turned film director Tina Mabry. Her show Pose earned an Emmy nomination for Outstanding Drama Series. In episode 8, we talked to actor Rizwan Munji, who is starring in the new NBC show Perfect Harmony that premieres on September 26th. In episode 10, we talked to jazz vocalist Lauren Talise, who's representing the USA on tour in Montenegro, Ukraine, and Poland, as well as performing in jazz festivals across the globe. In episode 19, we spoke to computer technician turned film director Ed Love, whose film I Tried to Give Up is streaming on Amazon Prime. In episode 21, we talked to internationally touring drummer Sarah Thauer, who was featured in Batterie magazine, a drum magazine in Paris, France, as well as Drum magazine. In episode 25, we talked to comedian Shantae Wayans, whose comedy special is featured on Tiffany Haddish Presents They Ready Now, streaming on Netflix. In episode 27, we talked to corporate America manager turned film director and writer Abhi Varghese, whose new show Metro Park is nominated for 3 awards, including Best Comedy Series, Best Actor, and Best Actress by iReal Awards. In episode 33, we talked to TV writer Felicia Pride, who produced and directed her first short film, Tender, just last week. And on episode 34, the final episode of season 1, we talked to Wall Street banker turned internationally touring comedian turned entrepreneur Tisa Hami, who launched her own consulting company focused on diversity and inclusion. How cool is that, y'all? With all that said, I am so excited to start season 2. This season, we have corporate America junkies turned YouTube stars, a film director, a chef, a dancer, a festival founder, a Second City performer, a TV actor, and many more. So mark your calendars, because the first interview drops on September 26th. In the meantime, join our Facebook group, FunnyBrownGirl.com/Facebook. And follow me on Instagram at FunnyBrownGirl. Until then, go flex your creative muscle and keep winning. Thanks for listening. Stay connected about upcoming resources, including opportunities, festivals, competitions, and grants to help you grow your creative passion by subscribing to my bi-monthly newsletter by visiting funnybrownGirl.com/subscribe. Don't miss out on a life-changing opportunity and subscribe today at funnybrownGirl.com/subscribe. And hey, if you decide to go on Instagram today, follow me. I'm Funny Brown Girl. I'm Shireen Kassam, and you've been listening to Creative Breakthrough. Now, go flex your creative muscle and keep winning.